Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the night, Natalie Grady.
Well, hello there, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you to my co-host and pal Jackson for that introduction. It's so great to be here with you guys tonight. Let's just jump right into this. How about it? So for our first segment of the night, we're going to do a little bit of What's Up With That with Nat, where I talk about things in this world, this town, and even this school right here at Evangel University that don't quite make sense, or maybe they make too much sense. Just things that make me say, what's up with that? Let's do this. Unpopular opinions on Twitter. Let's be real. Most of those opinions are popular opinions. They're just too spicy for any of them to say out loud, and you're all just hiding behind the walls of Twitter just to say something spicy enough to annoy people, but not to have any real impact on this world. Nah.
Yeah, I'm just there for the memes.
Yeah, I just like to have a good laugh. Everybody's so spicy. Anyway. Next up, we have laundry rooms. Welcome to the spiciest time of your college career. There may be hot debates in class. There may be fights with your roommate, but there is nothing quite so wild like the laundry rooms in the halls that you live in. No one gets their stuff when it's done. People steal your clothes, and everyone is mad. And the only thing that gets posted about on the hall Facebook page is, "Hi, the dryers are full. Please come and get your laundry." We've all seen it, but I bet not one of you has actually seen that and been inspired to get your forgotten laundry. Didn't think so. Next, we have graduation. Have you ever tried to finish the hardest academic semester of your life, find a job, find a place, and a human to live with when you literally, all of your graduating friends are married because we go to Evangel? Also, it feels like every time I hang out with a pal, it's as if it's our last time ever seeing each other, so then I start to cry, and then they're crying, and just, if you know a senior, pray for them. Next, we have Missouri weather. Now, this is something we all talk about way too much, but maybe if it didn't change every 4 seconds, it wouldn't be something we all have to talk about. Please, weather, just pick one weather, preferably a nice one, and stay that way. Jackson, you're from Iowa. How's it there?
Oh, it's not any better. Everything is just with way more snow compared to the ice here.
So it's like hot snow,
Yeah.
hot snow.
And then it just gets so melty, so gross.
Lots of mud, lots of
slush.
Lots of slush, y'all. All right, next up we have chickens. Now listen, I love chickens, but they make me really conflicted. Like, do I pet them? Do I name them? Do I look at them slightly disgusted because they're like feathery and or do I eat them because I love them and I love their taste? But maybe that's just the ultimate form of affection, is just eating them. What do you think, Jackson?
I think that's a weird flex, but that's okay.
You gotta get your nugs, man.
Mama loves her nugs.
Chicken nuggies.
Barbecue sauce.
Yes. All right, that's all we have in time for What's Up With Nat, or What's Up With That with Nat. Let's head on over to the comp seats. Have a long way to travel. Woo!
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Well, hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I love TV. I love late night TV. I love being here. Jackson, is this chair pretty comfy?
So comf.
So comf. You know it. Now, Jackson, we've been friends for a while.
Yes.
It's been a couple years. We've done a lot of studying, had a lot of laughs. But what's like one thing, maybe besides chickens, that really sticks out to you in our friendship?
You know, you do get spooked pretty easily.
Pretty darn easily. And guess what? All of my friends know that I get spooked easily. So guess what? I decided to scare them. So let's take a quick look at that video. Jackson! Okay, we're about to scare Christy. She's coming out of the bathroom and there's other people in there. So I'm afraid we're gonna scare one of them. I'm scared. Christy!
Did you know we were there? I literally saw you there.
Okay, so Christy's unscarable, so I'm gonna try and scare my roommate, Brianna, my sweetmate, Alyssa. They get scared by everything, so see how this goes. Hey, Brianna! We got them. Hello. Alyssa! That was so good. So many people got scared. I hope that my friends still love me. Scared you.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
pretty spooked.
Pretty spooked. I'm still spooked. Anyway, we got to go to commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to be joined by my good friend, Jessica Jung. We'll see you back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is now time to welcome our beautiful, wonderful, incredible, wisdomful guest, Jessica Jung, coming all the way from the other side of town. Let's welcome Jess to the show.
Hey everybody.
Hello. Hi, Jess. It's so good to see you. It's nice to have you on TV.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm so good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm about to graduate, which is very spooky, which is why you're on here today. So not only is Jessica one of my best friends just in life, but we met in college, and she's been a comm student. She has done things like internships and capstones and all the wild stuff, but you've also just graduated. You've been in and out of a different couple majors, so we just want to hear some wisdom from you. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got a lot of wisdom to give us tonight.
Absolutely.
Perfect, perfect. Well, before we let Jess say all those beautiful things, we are going to take a quick commercial break. So we'll see you when we come back. Well, welcome back and hello once again, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for continuing watching. All right, Jess, you are an Evangel grad. And tonight, again, I just want to take some time, get some wisdom for myself, and maybe just let the viewers, I don't know, if they're seniors, maybe they've already graduated as well. Maybe they'll relate to you in some ways, or maybe there's some freshmen that just, I don't know, need some things to think about for the future. So let's dive right into this. So first, just tell us, what was your major?
Well, I graduated with a degree in advertising and public relations, but that is not quite what I started with. When I first came to Evangel, I was like, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to mold the minds of all of those little kids. And that was not a good idea. 3/4 of the way through, I stopped everything, wandered to the Comm Department, and that's when I found Nancy Pace Miller, and she changed my world forever.
Yes, oh, we love Nancy. It's funny that you were an ed major and then a comm student, because for the first semester of my college career, I was also an ed major. But I spooked right out because the Lord said you shouldn't teach. So now we're here doing this kind of stuff. So so cool. We actually got to take some classes together, which
Absolutely.
we never thought would happen, but then it did. So
it did.
late nights and Trask 315.
Ooh, 315.
It'll get you. It'll get you.
That's
Yes.
spooky.
Yes. But so you've graduated. What are you doing with life now? What's your job?
So I work at an apartment complex here in Springfield. I am a leasing consultant there. And so I get to meet a lot of people. I sell a lot of apartments and just have a really good time with a really great staff.
Good, so good. And just tell me about where do you you don't have to give us your address. Don't do that. There are spooky people in this world. But just tell me, like, are you living in an apartment? Are you moving back? Like, did you move back home? Like, where do you live?
No, absolutely. So I work and live at the Greens in Springfield. I have lived there for almost a year. I moved in May 1st, so getting pretty close to that date. But I live with a roommate that I had while I was here at Evangel. She moved to Kentucky, but then she made her way back to Springfield, called her to headquarters.
Yeah.
And she asked me if I wanted to be roommates with her when I graduated, and I was like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I didn't move back home. I stayed here in Springfield. I have a lot of friends here in Springfield, and I love Springfield. So
Yeah.
this is where I am for now, at least.
Yeah, it's a good place. Do you have like a favorite place you love to go and eat? Somewhere close to the Greens, maybe not so close to the Greens.
Well, the Greens is just a hair on the outside of Springfield. I honestly really like to go to Wheelhouse. They just recently opened up like a restaurant location down off of Sunshine and frequent there quite a bit.
Oh, it's a good time.
It is.
In my belly. Yes. So just tell me kind of the journey as far as what your road to a job looked like. I mean, was it fairly immediately? Were you still finishing classes, or like what went on in that season right after graduation?
No, absolutely. So I didn't start working at the Greens until August, but I had several classes to finish up when I was done at Evangel. Well, after I graduated and walked, I still had a few classes to finish up. So I was part of an internship. I worked and did a lot with that. Finished up statistics online, which that was a journey, let me tell you. Don't take statistics your last second in college. But I was finishing up some courses, so once I was done with that, I really started the journey of looking into what I wanted to do and just seeing where God really wanted me to go.
Yeah, that's so cool. So what were the kind of feelings after you found your job? Were you overly excited? Were you like, this isn't really what I want to do? Like, tell me about that.
No, absolutely. So when I first started working at my job, there was just a lot of stuff I had to learn, just a lot of technical stuff, being very diligent within just like a lot of different roles and just a whole large spectrum of things. And I was like, this is really interesting, but like I always saw myself like doing something different. So I was like, I'll just see how this kind of goes for now. But I have absolutely fallen in love with it. I love everyone that I work with. I get to meet so many new people every day. So the woo in me it's really striving. There's just so many things you encounter, so many things you would never expect. You get to meet some really, really strange people, but you also come across some beautiful people.
Yeah.
Just a lot to learn, just a lot of living to do, and it's been really great.
Well, good. That's so good to hear. Sounds like life after graduation could be good. It could be good. So tell me, what's your favorite thing about just, I don't know, being an adult, living off campus, just doing your thing?
No, absolutely. So something that's really great is I took too many classes, was in too many things while I was in school. Well, I guess it was never too many things, but definitely never had any free time. So it's really nice to like get to have some time, be able to really get involved more in like church, getting a lot more involved just like within the community.
Yeah.
Actually having time to go and do things and to spend some good quality time with friends. I don't have mounds and mounds of homework to do, lots of practicing because I was in several orchestras here. So it's really nice to just be able to explore new hobbies and just really cherish the people that I call my friends.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jess. That's so good. So what do you think a piece of wisdom that maybe one of your favorite professors said, like what is something that they have said that you have carried with you just in this season of life?
No, absolutely. Like I mentioned before, I had Nancy Pace Miller as a professor, but she was also my advisor. She just was constantly filling me with a lot of good things and was always really pushing and striving for me to like look towards the future and remember that this is just temporary. So I don't really have just one specific thing where I'm like, oh yes, she said this, but just constantly encouraging me. Through my process of Evangel, I did end up losing my mom, which was really hard, but she was always just there. She was always very much on my side, just really helped keeping me keeping me strong. And so that's something I'll always treasure, is just how much she was there and how loving she was, and how much she really does care and still cares.
Yeah, I love that. I love the personal connection that we have with the professors here at Evangel. To go through something like that and have it someone so close to be able to lean on is so good, so good.
Absolutely.
What do you think, maybe from your own wisdomful tank, is a piece of wisdom you could give the viewers, whether they're graduating or just life?
No, absolutely. So honestly, there's just so much to do. There's so much life out there. And honestly, sometimes what you see yourself doing, maybe God closes the door on. And just be open to anything. Just be open to what God could have in store. Maybe it's not exactly what you saw yourself doing or exactly what you studied, but God's going to use the strengths that you've really built here to use you in such an incredible way wherever you do end up, and to just be open to really anything, because God's going to use you.
That's good. That's some good advice. Heck yeah, Jess. Jackson, do you have any advice? I know you graduated from Evangel the same year Jess did, so have any advice for people out there?
Yeah, I'd say probably the biggest piece of advice would be, it's really scary going from knowing exactly what you're doing pretty much your entire life, because up to this point, everything's pretty much been laid out for you. You've gone to elementary school, made friends there, high school, now you're getting through college, and then after that, it's really like you have pickings to choose from, and it's just such a vast variety that you can do. And really, the scary part is that right after you want to have everything figured out, you're like, yes, finally is my time to go. Especially when you're doing the same thing and things are getting monotonous, you're really ready just to kind of move on to the next chapter in your life. But sometimes that chapter doesn't always open up the way you think it does.
Yeah.
So I say probably the biggest thing would be just to kind of persevere, and like you might not get the job right away. You might have to go through a couple months trying to figure things out, just trying to meet ends meet, but honestly, it's really worth it in the end. And like, you'll see the fruits of your perseverance really show through, because that's what happened to me. Because right after I graduated, I started working as a server, and then really just kind of fell into my job now. And I didn't even know about it, because I work with medical coding and I didn't even know what that was. And I went through my interview, had no idea what that was. So really just trusting in the Lord and like what he has next for your steps is probably the biggest piece of advice. And you know, life may get hard, and it is hard, but as long as like you just have your faith, you have your friends, and you just persevere, things are going to work out, because they have to.
Yeah. That's good. That's good too. That was awesome, you guys. Thank you for that advice. I know I'm keeping that close to my heart, and I know the viewers probably are too. So Jessica, thank you so much for being on tonight. I really appreciate you coming all the way down here and helping your pal out. And Jackson, thank you for co-hosting tonight, you spicy boy. But that is all the time we have. Thank you so much to everybody who's helped with this, and thank you for all of those who are watching. You know, it is my dream to have a gig like this someday, so just keep an eye out for your girl, Natalie Grady. You might see her on some channel someday, but we can only pray. I can only pray. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody. Love you. We'll see you next time.